And we're back with more exciting Crumble Hoax 2015 Summer Tour Edition. I'm Chris.
I'm Mark.
And there's a cat in the room with us. So if you see a cat jump on screen, wait, he's going to let the cat out. Give you blow by blow. He's opening the door a crack, but the cat is not moving. Now the cat is slowly going to the door, sniffing at the door, and not been decisive of whether he'll leave or not. So a typical interaction with a cat. We are moving on from reviewing summer blockbusters, or would-be or wannabe blockbusters, to topics. And pick a topic for us.
You had mentioned a little while ago about favorite film endings. And so let's do that.
But with a rule, because we always have to add a rule. The Crumble Hoax would be nothing if we didn't have rules.
We need to have a ground rule here. When we say film endings, our definition is going to be the last 2 minutes of a film before the end credits roll. Because if you don't do that, you end up having like a moment that maybe in the third act, but then there's still like 10 minutes of actual story before it actually rolls credits. So we want like
the ending,
the actual ending, and then roll credits.
Right.
So
2 minutes is just sort of an arbitrary number.
Do you want to start?
The point is the last punctuation of the movie. There's your chance. Yeah. He's at the door. Kick him out and shut the door. This is exciting, folks. Give him a little nudge. Use your foot to nudge him. There you go. He didn't nudge him with his foot, so no animal cruelty. We're still PETA friendly, folks. All right, so
I just suggested it with my thoughts.
He didn't nudge him with his foot. That's awesome.
I'm a cat whisperer.
The cat Jedi. So in favor, okay. Now, see, this is where some of my, I don't know, like, they're emotional. This is an emotional one for me. So, like, my picks these picks I'm going to throw out there doesn't mean they're necessarily like my favorite movie ever. It doesn't mean, it doesn't necessarily mean like, it's probably I'm setting myself up to be made fun of and laughed at is what I'm trying to get to. Because I like them, and it's an emotional reason I like them. And like in a film school, if I was at a film school, some film professor would be all like snarky and wagging his finger at me.
Yeah.
So like to me, this is an emotional category. This is an emotional topic. This is not about like film scholarism. You know.
No, I mean I think that's where like it falls into the category of favorite.
Favorite.
Because that's why it's a favorite, because it personally connected to you in some way.
Yeah, so like for instance, one of my all-time favorite endings is Napoleon Dynamite. I freaking love the ending of Napoleon. When she walks up to him on the playground, and she just, I don't even know if she says a word. He says, I got you a delicious bass, or something like that. I caught you a delicious bass. And then, you want to play with me? And she's like, yeah. And then they just play. And then you have When in Rome, The Promise.
The Promise by When in Rome.
When in Rome song play. It's just an awesome ending. The camera just slowly pulls back forever. And it was just like a really happy ending. Napoleon and her, he had found, that was the point of the movie to me. There's somebody out there for everyone, no matter how offbeat you are. And it's not a real world ending. It's that movie's universe.
Okay. In
that movie's universe, there's somebody out there for everyone, and he found his. And that was the moment where they came together, and it was just joyful and innocent and sweet, and all was right with the world. And I love that ending. I love that ending.
And when you connect with someone, there's usually not there's no fireworks that go off in the sky. It usually is that kind of,
Yes.
So.
And most of that I'll have for this will be more of your romantic, happy type endings. I like those kind of endings in movies that they're done well. If they're done well, they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is very instructive, because I remember you had texted me about Napoleon Dynamite being a film ending that you thought was really good. Yeah. I've not seen that movie in over 10 years.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the dance and then the credits roll.
No.
I mean, I haven't seen it so long, so you giving me that answer, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess there was, and it wouldn't, by our ground rules, the dance
totally qualifies.
The dance wouldn't have qualified.
That's not qualified.
But what you described totally does.
Yes.
And I forgot there was actually more of the movie.
That's what I'm referring to is the actual ending.
The actual ending.
An ending that people will talk about that does not qualify. For an example of one that does not qualify.
Yeah, this is a good example.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, when, what's his name, looks at the hobbits and go, no, little hobbits, you bow to no one.
Right.
Everybody says, oh, it's an amazing ending. That's not the ending. The movie goes on for 15 goddamn more minutes.
Yeah, there's still like another 15, 20 minutes after that.
Yeah, so that's not the ending of the movie. That you can't say that's my favorite ending because that's not the ending of the movie.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say of that moment, it could be one of your favorites.
Moment.
Yeah, it could be a favorite cinematic moment, but not an ending. Not an ending. No.
Not an ending. So
it wouldn't qualify.
What would be your first? Mine are in no order, by the way. This is just like ones I like. This is no order to it.
Yeah, there's no order to mine either. I mean, I guess I would say the one that comes to mind first would probably be 2001: Space Odyssey, and that would be David Bowman returning to Earth at the very end, and the so-called Star Child sequence.
Yeah,
because it's one of those scenes. It's just like the whole movie. Everything's open for interpretation.
Yeah.
So it's like an exhilarating moment, but it's exhilarating to different people for different reasons.
Right.
You know, and you can bring, just like music. Yeah. You hear like a classical musical piece, like think Fantasia, where these artists like drew their interpretations of what this music maybe was telling a story. 2001 works a lot like that. You just kind of bring your own interpretation. Yeah. So for me, I've just always thought that was a wonderful scene because it was just. It just kind of like to me, I'm a spiritual person. So just kind of, it was like, there was almost a spiritual, somehow he got in touch with the universe in some way.
Yeah.
It was like our first step to go beyond our mortal coil, if you will. So that's my answer.
My next one I would refer to, again, another romantic one, Crocodile Dundee. I freaking love the ending. When she...
And that's the actual ending, too.
Again, I'm sticking to the rule.
Yeah.
She goes to look for Crocodile Dundee. He's not there. And she just starts running. She starts walking fast. It's a side profile shot. And she starts running, hauling ass. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is it's the woman chasing the man. It's usually the opposite in most movies. Yeah. And this one, it was the woman. She's the one that had to come to realization. Yeah. He already knew he loved her.
Right.
She was slow on the uptake.
Right.
And she chases for him. And you have the little funny scene where they're relaying the message through the deal, and he climbs up and he walks on the heads to her, and they kiss in the end, and it's just so fun and romantic, and it's a light. It really is somebody realizing their love and not letting it get away.
Yeah.
And I like they cross that boundary. It's a metaphor there of crossing that sea of people to get to each other. You know, I don't know. Again, I know
that works.
I know we were talking about this before we rolled. I know these are more emotional, or did I say this on the show? No, I said it before we rolled.
Yeah.
These picks are more emotional than they are like film studies type thing.
Yeah.
So all my answers to this are emotional. Emotionally, that ending just stuck with me because it made me feel so good. I was so happy.
Right.
And it was so romantic. It's just like, oh, this is a really awesome moment. That is an emotional thing. I was so relieved for these characters.
Yeah, I mean, how would you, if you're a film professor, and you're trying to describe why the ending of Casablanca, well, that's a great ending. Well, why is it a great ending? I mean, you know, are you're trying to like go into the technical stuff? Well, that doesn't really work. You're like, well, there's a lot of movies where the ending where you have someone like getting on a plane.
Yeah.
But why is that one special? So it's always I think when you're having that discussion about endings, I think it always does kind of At the end of the day, a lot of films end in a satisfactory way, but which ones connect to us, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, this is an emotional connection.
And
what's your next one?
My next one, Modern Times, 1936. It's a Charlie Chaplin movie, and I love that ending because him and the gammon are the whole film been trying to get a job and trying to get and build a life together, and they've become a couple, and so they're a good team, and they approach all their setbacks with good humor, and toward the end of the film they've just gone through a brutal setback yet again, and the ending is they're on a road and the road heads to the horizon. The sun's coming up, and she is sad. He tells her, put on a smile. She gets this little, it's like she trusts him enough to put on that smile.
Yeah.
And I'm getting chills thinking about this scene.
Right.
But he refuses to give in to negativity.
Yeah.
The power of positive thinking. It's like, it's okay. We will eventually be able to build our life together. So they both put on a smile and they head toward the horizon. And that's the ending.
Right.
Very hopeful ending. Right. And I personally have had a lot of personal setbacks in my life, so I really respond to that moment. Right. The power of just not giving up and just hanging in there, and I really love that.
So honorable mentions for me: RoboCop, the ending. Can't arrest Ronnie Cox because he works for the company. Dick, you're fired. Thank you. Nice shoot. What's your name? Murphy. Love that ending.
Yeah.
That's an honorable mention. A Silver Linings Playbook, running after Jennifer Lawrence,
which is always a good idea.
Which, I can't fault him for that one.
No.
I ran to my computer during the fappening. Anyway, I didn't, or did I? Am I joking or not? What's some honorable mentions from you?
Starman. I love the ending of Starman because I just love the simplicity of it.
E.T.'s another one. No.
She has this relation. She's gotten to know this.
Sure.
The Jeff Bridges character. So he's departing to go back to his home world, and I love the way the camera just stays on her face, and that beautiful music, and that sense of wonder, but also sadness that this person she's fallen in love with is leaving.
Yeah.
Beautiful scene.
Predator. Love the ending of Predator. I mean, the Predator, he doesn't get the satisfaction of killing the Predator, blows himself up. They pick him up, and it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger is action stud.
He's in that
action stud, Mr. Invincible, and he's like, I don't even know what the hell I just been through. I'm wasted.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love that ending because that just showed just what a badass the Predator was, man. Even Arnold, just wasted him, exhausted him. That's a great freaking ending.
Another honorable mention would be, I'm a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes franchise. The original 60s and 70s franchise.
Right.
The original film with Charlton Heston, and then it has the big reveal and the end to tell you where he's been the whole movie. Yeah. And his, shock and heartbreak of what that means. Great
Kubrick,
scene.
who knew how to end the movie, 2001, better than Kubrick. The freaking ending of Doctor Strangelove and The Shining are both fantastic
endings. Yeah,
with with The Shining being the reveal of Jack Nicholson in the picture, and then with Strangelove with "If you're I can walk," and then all the explosions and everything. This is fantastic.
We'll meet again.
So that's some great stuff. Good, your last one before we wrap it up.
Clockwork Orange. I was cured all right.
That's going to stay with Kubrick. All right, so what are some of your favorite endings to movies? And now to have a classic ending to this one, we usually kind of screw this portion of the show up.
Well, we're used to awkward intros, so we try not to have awkward.
No, we had an awkward ending just a while ago. We did. We just sort of stopped.
Yeah. Well, I can let the cat back in here.
With that?